Friends, welcome to a little bit of a late evening sort of welcome. Wanted to chat with you real quick. Wanted to give you some tips. Wanted to share with you something that will help you. Good to have you for a little late night chat with your coach Borino. How are you guys? Nice to see everybody here. Lots of people jumping on it. That's very cool. Anyway, I want to help you get more clients, get more commissions. That's why we're here. That's why we are on Rockstars on YouTube and everywhere else where you watch this. Good to have you, friends. Here is what today's quick little show is all about. Patricia asked a really good question. What do you think is the biggest prospecting mistake? And here's what I discovered. I went through my notes and I have found that there are 10. I identified 10 mistakes that are preventing you from getting leads, getting more clients, helping more people. Prospecting mistakes. And here's what I discovered. I just realized I have a feedback audio here. Let me turn it on. There. All right. So you want to know what the 10 are? You want to have more business, want to help more people? Don't make these 10 mistakes. They are in no particular order, but tell me which ones are you making? Here we go. We're going to start with 1, low quality leads. Are you prospecting for low quality leads? Are you prospecting for leads who are lukewarm, who may be tire kickers, investors, bargain hunters, or worse, potential buyers? Quality of your leads has a huge impact on how soon you're going to convert them into clients and listings, how much you're going to get paid. Are you going to get paid? Are you having a lot of competition? Do they require long-term follow-up? Or are they ready now? But I always encourage you, if you need more business now, without spending a lot of effort, a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of cash, why not work high probability leads? Rather than 100 random people, why not talk to 100 for sale by owners, 100 expired listings, 100 old canceled listings? Why not follow up with 100 leads you got in an open house? There is some interest, something, some movement. Focus on good leads. That's number 1. Number 2, no plan. And by the way, the reason I know all these 10, because I'm guilty of all the 10. I've made every single one of these. Going in with no plan. Sitting there on Monday morning, you're sipping your coffee and going, what the fuck am I going to do? How am I going to get business? Let's try this. Let's do that. I've read that this is really good. I should try that. Oh, I'm going to do Facebook ads. I'm going to do some blogging. I'm going to do this. And you're all over the place without any plan, without spending a few minutes. So here's what I would do. For example, here we are on Thursday night. Tomorrow's Friday. Maybe you're doing an open house this weekend. My approach was I would take a printout of a map and I would highlight an area. Here's my open house. So I would have an area, right? A little map. My open house is here. And I would say, okay, I'm going to door knock this street, this street, this street, and this street. I'm going to pass out flyers on both sides. And my goal is to pass out, let's say, 100 flyers. And I would plan, it's going to take me about 2 hours. I'm going to need to budget sometimes to get my flyers ready, to prepare, to set everything up. Simple plan. Not making a plan, big mistake, costly mistake. Because then you feel kind of stretched, then you feel overwhelmed, then you feel confused. And not enough moolah. Are you making that? Make a simple plan. Whichever lead generation you select, just plan out a little bit. Doesn't need to be elaborate, doesn't need to be 7-page business plan or anything. Mistake number 3. No follow-up system. You're not connecting it to any CMS, no contact management system. Just get one. Get the Line Disc, get Realty Juggler. There's a whole bunch of them out there. Just pick one. But I can tell you how many agents I talk to and ask them, what do you do? Well, I run Facebook ads. Great. Then what do you do with them? I tried to call them. There is no system. There is no sequence. So start at the end. Before you start a prospecting, lead generation, marketing campaign, have a little plan. What am I going to do then? Because it will take my numbers. It'll be slightly different, not a whole, but slightly. But my numbers are, it took from 5 to 15 follow-up contacts before a lead became an appointment and a client. 5 to 15 touches. And they can take a few days. It can take a few weeks, a few months. It just depends. But you got to have some kind of system. And hear me on this, friends. Drip campaign is not follow-up. The email open rates are dropping dramatically. You need to have a multi-channel follow-up where you talk to the people on the phone, you text them, you send them videos, you email them still, it's cool. You visit them, you drop a postcard, you send them a market update, you connect with them on social media. All these channels need to be open as part of your follow-up. Number 4, not prepared. Not being prepared. Big mistake. So many agents, they don't know what to say. They don't have the right marketing piece with them. They're not prepared. Seller asks question, potential prospect, somebody who may be genuinely interested in moving. The agent is not prepared. Doesn't know anything about the neighborhood. Doesn't know anything about the prices. Doesn't know how to carry a confident communication. Confident conversation rather than reciting some script. Got to be prepared. Not enough time. Not enough time. It takes time. Lead generation and prospecting takes time. None of these systems, even the really high probability lead systems like I teach for sole by owners, we are in the middle of a boot camp for sole by owners. Expired listings, there'll be an expired listing boot camp next month. All these, even those are good leads, motivated leads, even those take time. And even sifting through those, by the time you plug in your dialer and make your calls, by the time you send the texts, you send the emails, it's going to take some time. There is no such thing as overnight success. You know, I'm entertained when I hear people tell me, oh, Borino, you're such an overnight success. Yeah, except it took about a few hundred nights to get to that overnight success. It takes time. So be patient. I'm not saying complacent, just patient. It takes some time. Not enough numbers. Not enough numbers. Contacting one expired listing a week is not going to cut it. Door knocking for 15 minutes and talking to 2 people is not enough. Because at the end, yes, your communication is important, the marketing piece helps, all that, but it's a numbers game. Who do you think has a better chance of getting more listings? An agent who talks to 20 expired listings a week or an agent who talks to 2? It's just statistics, friends. It's just numbers. And you got to have the right numbers on your side. And if you're not getting the results, evaluate which mistake am I making. Maybe it's just, you need to just talk to more people. Not to mention talking to more people will make you better, will make you more confident, will make you skilled in communication. Get the numbers up. It is a numbers game. And let's say, and again, this is just made up numbers to illustrate, but I need 10 expired listings to talk to 4, to have them as leads. I need 5 leads to turn 1 into a listing. So I can work my numbers backwards. And then based on my expectations and my plan and my desire how many listings I want, I can work those numbers. But they have to be high enough. Number 7, giving up too soon. It's not going to be perfect at first. Don't get discouraged too much. Don't get attached too much to the initial results. You measure your success by your performance, by keeping your commitment and controlling things you can control. Because there are certain things you will never control. You will never control how many listings you get. You don't have direct control over it. Yes, you can plan for it. Yes, you can project based on past. Yes, you can improve. All those things are great. But ultimately, you don't control the number of listings. You don't control the number of conversations you're going to have. You don't control how many appointments you're going to get. You can set it as goals, and it's great, and there are targets who will support that. But at the end, control what you can control and focus on that. You can focus on your activities. You can focus on getting better. You can focus on improving your communication. That should be your number 1 priority. That should be your focus. And then based on the performance, you can adjust your plan. You say, okay, talking to 5 expired listings resulting in 3 leads. I need 3 solid leads following up for 5 times to get 1 appointment. We got something to work with. It takes time. So, number 8, let me see. Going for perfect. Perfect. Spelled it right. Yeah! Going for perfect. Need for perfection very often is just an avoidance behavior. Because it's so much easier to say, okay, I better perfect this script, or I better work on my expired package. I still need to work on my expired brochure. I still need to do this and this before I go out there. What it really is an avoidance behavior. Because yes, it is less comfortable to be out there and deal with potential rejection, communicate with people, attempt, try, work, than to sit in the office and say, well, the font is not just right, and my logo is not just right, and I still need to work on that picture positioning. Bullshit. Bullshit. Make sense? Why is my audio keep kicking in on the other computer? Hold on. I have a second computer system here in the office that keeps going on. It's spooky. I have a ghost here. So don't go for perfect. Go for improvement. Go for progress. Here's my challenge to you. Can you pick an area where you want to master, where you feel like there are a lot of leads there. If I really master this, I can get business out of it, whatever that is. There are about 45, 46 different methods you can lead generate. Some will cost you money, some will cost you work, some both. Some will cost you effort and skill, some will cost you some cash. You pick. But whatever you pick 3 or 4 good lead generation systems. Can you improve 1% a day? Think about it. Can you get 1% better? And let's just pick one. I don't know, for sell by owners. Every conversation you have, every interaction you have, every follow-up conversation you have, every piece you mail out, every email or text you reply you send, can you get just a little bit better? Can you improve in a predictable rate where you can tell 100 days from now, I'm going to be a rock star at this? All it takes is consistent improvement of 1% or better. That's really all it takes. That's the whole secret, friends. Number 9. This is a big one. This was a huge, huge, huge one for me. No or low discipline. Lack of discipline. Because I promise you, no matter what area you focus on, wherever you're getting your leads, there are times where it's great and the business is awesome, and there are times where it sucks. You're on the phone for hours, nobody answers. It's boring. You're questioning yourself. You're doubting yourself. You're looking for distractions, and you're hoping and thinking there's got to be something better. And I assure you, no matter which lead generation you do, no matter what prospecting you do, there are days where it's awesome, and there are days it sucks. There are days you're going to be rolling, man, every contact you're going to make, bam, and bam, and bam, you're going to knock it out of the park. But there will be times where it's going to suck, it's going to blow. Either you're going to get rejected, people will be angry, people will reject you, or you're not going to get anything, and you feel like, I'm just spinning my wheels, running on sand. It's part of the process. It's part of the business. The ebb and flow, the ups and downs, that's just how it is. Improve, focus what you can, do better if you can, get better source of data if you can. That's good, for example, if you're using expired listings, if you work expired listings. See if you can get better source. See if you can connect with like Espresso Agent or Vulcan or any of these providers and get good data so you don't spend a lot of time just wasting your time. I don't want you to do that. But on the other hand, there are times where it requires discipline, especially if you don't feel like it. You know, there was a time where I used to promote my open house, and I would go door knock, and I would take flyers, and you know, that little voice in my head would say, oh, you're just a door-to-door salesman. Why don't you just sell Bibles? My drunken monkey is a fucker, man. He can just come up with reasons to distract me, to deter me, to throw me off. He's a little bugger. You have one too, right? That little voice. And it requires focus and discipline, and you have to kind of push yourself to go to that first door. But here's an interesting thing. Once I knock on the first door, it's just autopilot. It's just like going to the gym. Once I have my clothes on and I'm on my way to the gym, it's going to happen. It's making that first one. It's getting over that initial hump. It's just getting that first initial call done. That's the hardest, right? That's where the discipline kicks in. After that, it's a matter of inspiration, and it's a matter of habit. and also a matter of putting things in perspective. Because to me, reaching my goals, serving my clients, making a lot of money, and just being good at this shit was way more important than how uncomfortable it was to go to door. If that's the deal was, that's the deal. That's what I got to do. I got to do what it takes, not what's comfortable. And the last one, no fun. My dear rock stars, I'm watching you. There are times where we take all this shit way too seriously. Right? Way too seriously. You gotta ease up, baby. It's not life and death. Nobody died. It's not the end of the world. It's just business. Treat it as such. Give it your best. Yes, be passionate. Absolutely. Deliver rock solid presentation, prospecting, dialogues, questions, handling objections. Totally. But at the end, enjoy the process. Because the little sparks of that amazing euphoria when you get the listing signed are short. They're small. It's the work that takes to get there that's hours and hours and hours of prospecting, lead generation, follow-up. And if there is no joy in the process for you, if you're really dreading it, if you're really just grinding, if you really just can't wait for it to be over, you're doing it wrong. You gotta figure out, even on the days we're just around the office with a headset for 2 hours on the phone, make that fun. Maybe take a break. Maybe play some fun music. Maybe think about your goals. Maybe look at your vision board while you're doing it. There are all kinds of things you can do to set it up so it's no big deal. I'm not expecting you to come to the office and go, yeah, I get to call expireds for 2 hours. My life is awesome. No. But it should be like, beats delivering mail every day, going door to door if it's 30 degrees out there, working on a ditch somewhere, digging a ditch. There are all kinds of worse ways to make a living than being in a nice, comfortable office with a headset on and just kumbaya, potentially making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Having the freedom to architect your life and your business any way you want to. So bring some ease and some fun to it. That, my friends, is the list. Now, you may have other things, and I appreciate your feedback. Let me know if I missed anything or something that's tripping you over. But this is my list. Here's the best news. Every single one of these doesn't take a whole lot to fix. You don't need to spend 4 years in a college. You don't need to invest thousands of dollars in complicated systems. I mean, yes, you can get my system for a few $100. Very inexpensive. The FSBO, the expired, whichever one. But it doesn't take months and months and months and months of effort or thousands of dollars or complications in any way. You can fix every single one of these. And I promise you one thing, you start going one by one and fixing these fuckers, you're going to do better. You're going to start finding people who need your help. You're going to start finding clients. You're going to make more money. You're going to get listings. And this is a big one. You're going to be happy. Does it all make sense? What do you say, my friends? Let's hear some feedback. This is fantastic information, says David. Can't thank you enough for the drill sergeant. Excellent, David. That makes me happy. So true. This shift is fun if you allow it to be. And that's the right word, David. And I appreciate you wording it that way. Allow it to be fun. You see, very often my fucked up head, used to create struggle because deep inside, I felt I needed to justify the large commission I'm going to get paid. And I had to work really hard for it. Yes, work, absolutely. But doesn't need to be like, oh, working on the railroad, you know, getting whipped or anything. Remember the movie, what was it? Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou? Don't put yourself in such a tough spot. It really can be enjoyable and easy. Drink some coffee, I'm in the office making some calls, talking to people. Some like me, some don't. Some want my service, some don't. But at the end, I'm going to make a lot of money doing something cool. I'm not selling fucking shoes in Payless. Nothing against people selling shoes in Payless, obviously, but you get my point. There's more significance than what you and I do. Makes a huge impact and a change in somebody's life. So I appreciate that. Signor Festini, what an honor to have you, my sir. You probably know more about this stuff than I do. Thank you for being here, James. Really appreciate it. David says, so true. I think you can control shit until you realize you have no control over it. Just keep going the activities so you're blind to be successful. Absolutely. A lot of your stress and a lot of your worries and confusion comes from your desire to try to control something you have no direct control over. So figure out a way to get better at something you don't control. Because what can you control? Communication. Just get good at that stuff. how you come across, confident, high-status agent, how you handle objections, how you set appointments, how you utilize the tools and systems you're going to need for this. Control that. Get better. Really know your market. Know your shit. Be a high-status expert. Know what you're talking about. Control that. Be good at pricing. Be good at being honest with people. And be honest with yourself. That's a big one. All right. Hey, Mr. Derry Redford. Good evening to you. Yes, sir. Video text is amazing as far as the results. I have 97 open rate opposed to 43 email open rate. David, 43 is still actually pretty good. But yes, video crushing it right now. Good. Glad it's working for you. Barbara says, I just need to learn how to talk after they reject me. I just shut down. Barbara, I understand that. And it's a natural reaction. Somebody tells you to go jump in a lake and we don't want to do business with you. It's a natural reaction. Here's the thing. It is not the event that happens. These things will happen, whether you're in real estate or you're in accounting or you're anywhere else. There will be rejection. There will be nasty people occasionally. Not that you want to attract them, but that's just part of life. It is not the event itself, but how you react to it, that's number one, and how quickly you bounce back. How you respond to these setbacks, and they happen. They happen. I still remember deals that fell apart right before they were closing. I was already cashing my commission. I was already holding the trophy I was going to win. And then the whole thing fell apart and no way to put it back together. And it's disappointing. It's frustrating. You feel like crying and yelling and killing somebody and being pissed off. All of that at the same time, right? So it is not that sometimes you can prevent it, but very often you can't. Very often these events and things, because you depend on so many people and so many moving parts, it can happen. And it can be something as simple as somebody being really rude to you. Somebody who you just try to help and be cool to. So how you react, developing your ability to quickly bounce back is huge. And yes, it takes practice. And yes, it takes some persistence. And yes, it takes a reminder. Yeah, I can tell you, well, don't take it personal. Bullshit, it hurts. But put it in perspective. You cannot allow your emotion and one little event like being rejected on the phone or whatever else happened to detract you from those big goals and the big things you're after. And they're big, and that's great. That's the way it's supposed to be. Learn how to bounce back. Now, what worked for me is I just did it a lot. So when it did happen, you just kind of dust yourself off. It still kind of stings a little, but no big deal. Next. So that's how you do it. David says not doing it is the biggest. Yes, not doing it. Not doing it. That's the biggest. All right, my friends. Hope this was helpful. Wishing you all a lovely evening. Thank you for being here today. Coach Borino wishing you all a fantastic evening and a very productive weekend. We may hop on a live tomorrow, time permitting. We'll see how it goes. But regardless, good time. Spring market is around the corner. There are a lot of people, a lot of sellers who are coming out of the hibernation. A lot of people who last year said, well, contact us next year after the holidays, da-da-da-da-da. They're getting ready. Are you ready? Are you warmed up? Are you ready? If you want my help, come on board. Either join the path. This is the program where you get all my systems. I can help you set it all up. I will train you, teach you, help you, support you, hold you accountable. Or get one of my systems, get the expired system, get the FSBO system, whichever one you feel would benefit you the most where the leads are. I'm ready to help. Or just hang out here on Rockstars, watch my things on YouTube. I'm ready to help, answer your questions, support you, because I believe this can be your year. You can totally crush it. Anyway, thanks for being here today. Coach Borino signing off, wishing you all a lovely evening. Let's go get him. Bye, everybody.